My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. You know what? If you've been around real estate for a while, you've probably at least thought about development. I mean, how cool would it be to take a property and go from A to Z, from the entitlement to the development, building out some beautiful building or subdivision, and then making a nice big paycheck at the end? Well, that all sounds good, but it doesn't always work out that way. So today's special guest, zooming in from North Carolina, knows a lot about this. Councial Glenn is a specialist when it comes to land entitlement. He's got quite a bit of experience with development as well. Today, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of entitlement versus going the whole way A to Z with development. So, Councial, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you so much. Excited to be here.
Yeah, man. So give me a little bit of a snapshot of what kind of projects, let's say, that you've been working on primarily over the last couple of years.
Yeah, so primarily we've been working on what we call donuts the last few years, and that's land surrounded by development.
Sounds tasty. Land surrounded by development. Okay.
Yep. Donuts. So typically it's, our smallest is 8 acres. Our largest is about 35. So land that's surrounded by development that's been vacant for some time for whatever reason. Typically, we work with parcels of land that has city water and sewer. We have done well and septic before, and still will, but typically we like to work with land that has water and sewer. But anywhere from 26 to 150 lots is what we typically work with from an entitlement standpoint.
So like individual houses, that's what's getting built on these primarily. Is that correct?
Yes, primarily. So like the small 8-acre site, we're developing it, got it entitled for 26 homes, developing it for 26 homes, and the builder will build the 26 houses. Yes.
Got it. So we were talking a little bit off camera. You've got experience in the entitlement side of things as well as the development side of things. For folks that aren't familiar with it, can you just kind of walk us through how the whole process typically works? Like just 30,000 foot perspective.
Yeah, 30,000 foot perspective, you find a vacant piece of land that is ripe for development. What you typically have to do is get that land engineered and approved for development before any work can be done. So that's working with the civil engineer and as well as a surveyor and a few others to take it through the entitlement process with the city, county, or whatever governing municipality controls that land. Once you get everything,
that's called the red tape portion. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. That is correct. Yeah. And depending on where you live or where the land is, it can take, 6 months. And if you go to like Raleigh, Durham, it may take you 2 years.
Yeah.
So depending on your location and the municipality, the time frame for that process can vary. But that process does not involve you cutting one blade of grass, one tree, putting any heavy equipment on the ground. It's literally all paperwork.
Okay. It sounds about as much fun as living in the Department of Motor Vehicles for about 6 months to 2 years. It sounds like that kind of fun experience to me. So tell me, what's the big benefit of doing this for you, Council? Why is it worth the pain of dealing with government bureaucracy and, public servant people for that much time to try and get this done?
Yeah. Few things. Number one, even if I'm dealing with off-market pieces of land, I can typically give the seller what they're asking for, because on the back end in my number two, I'm normally 100xing the value of the land by taking it through the entitlement process. Example, the land at 8 acres, 26 houses, bought it for $260. When we were done, it was worth $750. And that process, yeah, it took 8 months, but it was worth it.
Not bad for a $500,000 paycheck.
No, not at all.
So,
Not
okay,
at all.
so that's making sense, right? That's why the painful squeeze, the juice that comes out of that's worth the squeeze, right? The pain of squeezing it. Now, what about going all the way? So, I mean, you do that, you buy the land from the seller, you're able to give him full asking price. He's a happy camper. You get it entitled properly and kind of all set up. Why wouldn't you keep going and do the full development and get all the juice from that opportunity?
So my reason is a couple. You got to consider the cash involved in that.
Mm.
That entitlement process cost me less than $100,000 to develop those 26 lots, and it's probably going to cost me $600,000.
And that's not even counting like building the actual houses. That's just getting ready to put the houses on, correct?
Not a footer dug or foundation poured. That's getting ready to build the houses. Yes.
So doing what? Putting sewage and electricity and all that kind of stuff. Road,
water sewer lines in, doing your grading, your erosion control, curb and gutter, any sidewalks, things of that nature, and the road itself. But yeah, that's what and it's going to take you another probably year and a half. And so I just took 8 months to entitle it. Then I'm putting another year and a half on the development. Another caveat, if I have a large parcel of land where I'm doing 60, 100 lots, once I finish, the builders buying those in takedowns. So they're not buying all 60 or 100 at once. They're buying 12, 20 at a time, a quarter. And so it may take you another year before they sell out the development and you actually make your profit. So in 8 months, I can make $500,000, or in 3 years, I can see, let's call it $1 million. Well, in that time frame, I could have done 2 or 3 more entitlements and realized the same amount of money with less risk.
Sounds like you've learned this through the school of hard knocks, my friend.
That is absolutely correct. That is absolutely correct. I'm working on 3 developments right now that I wish we would have sold that entitlement, just because, I mean, things change. Economies change. What they can pay per lot, even after you sign contracts, can be negotiated sometimes, and not always in your favor. And then we had a change order for one. We were digging a retention pond, ran into some rock, $75,000 change order. Yeah. But had I just took it through the entitlement process, it wouldn't be my problem to worry about.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Okay, well, let me zoom out for a second and ask you some questions about that, Councial. So there are a number of people involved in taking this from soup to nuts to a fully developed community ready for the mom and pop homeowner to buy the houses, right? So let's walk through it. Who are the typical property owners that have this kind of donut land in the first place? That's the first question I got.
Great question. Normally, it's an elderly person or an older couple or older family that's inherited the land. First ever parcel I bought, the homeowner was 93, I believe. It was in the living trust.
Was it like an old farm, or what was it?
91 acres, old farm. They used to have cows on it. It was a vacant pasture at the time, but she was in her 90s. They wanted $600,000 for it, and based on the calculations of what we can put in it, it was worth that and some. So we were able to buy. But typically, it's older people who still answer cold calls and like having conversations.
I'm just envisioning. You probably had some really nice long conversations with that owner.
Yeah. But again, these aren't PPC leads. Yeah, you can do some mailers, but man, picking up the phone and talking to them, you're going to learn a lot about what was on the land, what they did with it, who lived there, when they bought it. But that conversation is worth it, man, because you learn a lot. That first in development, we named it after the family that owned it originally.
What are you?
And so that was pretty, yeah. So doing stuff like that's pretty cool too, because even after they sell it, yes, out of the family, but every time they ride past it, their family name.
That was the family farm. Yep.
Yep.
Very nice. Okay, so that's the original owner. Then somebody like yourself comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you call what you do? That part of the process, is that that's the entitlement, correct?
Yep, that's land entitlement right there. So we get it under contract. I didn't say purchase. We get it under contract with enough time to take it all the way through entitlements, and then we either double close or assign it to a developer or builder who develops the land.
Okay, so very good. So you're dealing with Mr. Smith, Farmer Smith, that's got this 90-year-old Farmer Smith with their land, but you're not necessarily giving Farmer Smith the 600 grand today. You're basically getting an option to purchase it for 600 grand within 12 months or something like that, or 24 months or something. Is that correct?
Absolutely correct.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. So then you go through all the rigmarole and the pain and the hassle and the pulling your hair out of dealing with all of the stuff that's required to entitle that land, get it ready for the developer. Mm-hmm. Then who do you typically sell that to if you're not going to take it to who does that next stage, getting it development ready?
Yeah. And that may be a little tricky to find depending on where you are, but it's a lot easier than it sounds. What I typically do is reach out to the big developers, your Pulte Homes, your D.R. Hortons, Century Communities, and they will normally, if they're interested, put you in contact with their preferred or their developer for that area. Hey, we're interested in buying it, because a lot of those companies don't self-develop. Like they still need another person to develop it for them. So they'll put you in contact with that developer who then you will negotiate a price with. And on the back end, they're negotiating the sale of the developed land to that national home buyer.
Right. So basically the developed land, well, when you say developed, you mean it's shovel ready to put the houses on, but they haven't.
Correct.
They're like, it's been.
Yep. Everything that we got approved in that entitlement process, they take those plans and implement it. They put all the sewer lines in, all the finished grades, retention ponds, the roads. Then they sell that to the end builder who goes for housing permits and goes vertical.
Got it. And is it typically one builder that buys all of the lots, or is it
100%? Yeah. One builder. And they normally like 25 or more. If you have something smaller than that, you normally are dealing with the local builder.
Yeah. Got it. Oh, that makes sense. Very, very cool. Well, it sounds interesting and very profitable. It's nothing's ever all sunshine and roses. So tell me what some of the not so fun side of the
not so fun side, man. Dealing with land that doesn't have suitable soil for septic tanks. Probably my third or fourth deal ever. I got under contract. It was a listed 75-acre parcel right up the street from a huge plant that employed hundreds of people. I knew it was well septic, so we had to get a soil scientist to go out. We thought maybe we could get 50 houses on 75 acres. We went out at $125 an acre and found 2 suitable sites for homes. So that 75 acres was not suitable for development. Luckily for me, my money I put down wasn't hard for 90 days. And I was only out the money it cost for the soil scientist. Turned that report over to the sellers, then canceled the contract. So there is some risk involved. We like to layer our steps in what we do with entitlement so that we minimize that risk. We don't want to go get the land surveyed and pay $20,000, $30,000, and we don't know if it's actually suitable for the development yet. So we'd like to take a few steps in the beginning to kind of firm up and make sure our numbers are right and we have an end buyer before we start spending the real money.
Okay, so that's one thing. Yeah, that's a big one. Cool. Anything else?
Yep. I think those are the biggest things. Oh, making sure that when you do have water and sewer, that the municipality has capacity. I put together 6 parcels of land, almost 100 acres. Probably would have been 300 houses. Called up the city, said, hey, we're looking to do this land. I see water, I see sewer. They said, well, we won't have capacity for at least 2 years. We got an engineer that's drawing us up or giving us a report on what we need to do to improve the treatment plant. And then once he gives us a report, it'll probably take us another year before we can buy the equipment and install it so that we can serve those 100
and then probably double that, so it's more realistic, right?
Yeah, double the time frame, and the money that they say is going to cost them. So just making sure before you get too far in that, hey, we have water and sewer capacity for the number of homes that you want to put on that area. Some people call it a will serve letter. You normally get that from utility companies as well, cable, internet, things like that, power.
Got it. Very good. So maybe tell me, Counciel, as we're wrapping up, tell me your favorite success story of like your favorite deal ever.
Favorite deal ever was the first one I ever did. The 8 acres.
That's the one that got you hooked, right?
Yeah, that is, because it was the first one that I ever did. I mean, rode past it. I knew where it was. One of the things I loved about it is when we negotiated, I told the seller, hey, I can pay about $10,000 for each house I think I can get on this land. And when we initially got on the contract, we were going for 50 houses. So we signed a contract for $500,000. We got the wetland study done, and it took away about half of our houses down to 26. So once the engineer redrew the layout, I was able to take it back to the seller and say, hey, we agreed on $10,000 a house. Based on the wetlands report and the engineer, I can only get 26 houses. So it was an easy price reduction act based on we anchored at $10,000 a lot. That was my favorite.
I'm thinking the seller anchored at $500,000 for that.
Yeah, but they remembered that conversation we had, and they kept their word, and it was a great. And the seller lives permanently less than a mile from the site, sees it all the time. I've seen him out, at basketball games and things. So we have a great relationship. And that one, because we did what we said we were going to do, everyone honored their word. That was the perfect one. And that's when we took to development, not just entitlement.
So who do you think is like the ideal person to get into the land entitlement business? Who does really well with this kind of business?
2 people do really well with this kind of business. Real estate investors who are already doing fix and flip, have some knowledge of construction, real estate in general. And
dealing with home sellers too.
Yes, yeah, because they probably have some potential projects in their CRM already, normally. Because you typically run across land or can easily add that question to the questionnaire if someone doesn't want to sell the house. Do you have any land you want to sell? Those are prime candidates. And also, believe it or not, medical professionals, doctors, physicians, even some attorneys, because they have the cash for entitlement. And then they're looking to diversify and get into real estate. So they're normally prime candidates because from a 30,000 square feet level, you can explain the process and help them understand it. And they have the liquid cash or the funds available to take care of that.
I'm saying they might not have the time to deal with
but you have the time and can partner with them based on a proven track record.
I see what you mean. Yeah. No, I'm wondering,
from that perspective.
From this perspective of who's like the boots on the ground, who's a good guy to do what you do?
Somebody that's flipping houses. Yep. Somebody that's flipping.
Got it.
Not necessarily wholesaling, because again, some of these entitlements, you normally spend about $15,000 to $2,000 per potential lot. So if you're looking at a $60,000 lot, that one project may run you $120,000.
Right.
For one project. Yeah, you're going to make that back plus some, but you got to have those kind of.
You got to have that liquid to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
So typically somebody that's a very experienced wholesaler or active flipper is the perfect person.
Made sense. Awesome, Counciel. Well, hey, thanks for explaining how it works. If people want to find out more, maybe see if this is a good fit for them doing the whole land entitlement thing, where should they go?
Yeah, we have a free Facebook group on land entitlement. It's called 6-Figure Land Entitlement for Real Estate Investor. I'll share a link with you, but again, it's 6-Figure Land Entitlement for Real Estate Investors.
So just go on Facebook, join the group. That'll get them in your world.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yes, sir. That's it.
Counciel, thank you very much. It's been a lot of fun.
Appreciate it, sir.
All right, everybody. See you on the next one. Hey there. I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewsyou.com.